Okay, not gonna hesitate, not gonna waste any time here. We got a 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Came in here to do a PCM replacement programming. That part of it is done. No problem at all. We're using the Y-Tech here because the 2534 can be a little glitchy. If you haven't seen that yet, go to Tool Hut and you'll see what we're talking about. So PCM is done. PCM is completed. It didn't turn yellow. There's no codes there. But all we did was a PCM programming. If we go into the WCM now, which I can't exactly zoom in too well for you, but I'm going to go in here and I'm going to hit onto the DTCs for that one. After replacing the ECM, two things I want you to know. That ECM mismatch with skim, that code is there until you do the throttle learn on the ECM replacement. After you do the ECM throttle learn procedure, that's when the WCM will say that this mismatch is okay. Yeah, none of this stuff makes any sense. So anyway, the second part of this though, WCM, original VIN missing and mismatch. This is something that I see all the time. Just another reason though why 2534 can get you hung up and leave you standing there hung out to dry. Let me zoom down a little bit here. All right, our original VIN and our current VIN. We didn't change any of that. All we did, that's the actual VIN number for the car, and it matches to what's actually in the car. We didn't change any of that, but sometimes what happens is our gateway, our TIPM, doesn't assign the order of the actual modules. There's another procedure here. If you look under vehicle preparations, and this will be for guys that, for guys that are using Y-Tech, it is not in, you won't find it in the 2534 menu. I know it's something that they're trying to get in there, but unsuccessfully so far. But our TIPM is the one that actually we have to do that restore vehicle configuration with. How's everybody doing? Everybody's doing great. I know I'm not looking at DOD dash cams in this live stream because he's right here. So he's here and we're working on this one together. So I'm gonna hop over here now. The next part of this is doing a restore vehicle configuration, which is nothing more than downloading all the information, which is like kind of like that whole topology that we have there. We're gonna reset that across this car. Everybody's gonna get it assigned a new IP address, for lack of another way to say it. So is this the correct VIN for the vehicle? Yes. Yeah, and the thing is, it's nothing actually wrong with the TIPM. It just happens. It's like lost in translation as it goes. So it'll download the vehicle information. It'll have a whole new vehicle configuration. It's going to tell me to turn the key off after we're done here, and then leave everything alone for at least a minute. Oh, I should have shown you at the bottom down there, that little red light, that security light would have been blinking that entire time. Forgot to show you that. So that would have been the indicator though that I didn't like it. So vehicle configuration is done, aftermarket, blah blah blah. All right, disconnect close all the doors, unplug the diagnostic tool for at least a minute, and then leave it just as is. So kill the ignition, unplug the diagnostic tool, which in this case is the Y-Pod or micropod, and then we're gonna leave that just as it is right now for about a minute. Now this would have been a no start condition there because we had the blinking red security light prior to that. I might as well have you guys hang out with me in a minute. Guys, if you haven't hopped over to DOD dash cams videos yet, hop on there, take a look. I actually picked up the dash cam from them. It's awesome. What's going on? Yes, absolutely. The credit for that topology view. I love that topology view. I wish every manufacturer did that. We have a couple that are out there doing it now, but yeah, it says the door has to be shut, but I have it latched. We latched it before we even started. I always latch it. And there are no other ajar switches, so as far as this car is concerned, that door is closed. And the timer up top says a minute. Turn our key back on. Make sure our little red security light goes out. And she starts and runs. I'm gonna plug in that data link connector again one time. Whoop. By the way, this is the typical failure of the alternator on this one, where it goes into that overcharging condition and cooks things. Who's next with live streaming? I don't know. Let's find out. All right, so we'll go back in here again, close this out. It's gonna have to re-identify everything because, you know, it would be much too hard for them to just have it restore itself. Sorry about that compressor behind me, guys. Can't do anything about that. Well, that's exactly what the process was there. If you go back on that, you'll see what that actually is. That's restoring vehicle configuration. If, let's say that this customer we replaced the tip-em, and they had dealer add-on fog lights. When you add on fog lights, I'll probably be doing one of those videos real soon for you. You have to actually contact Chrysler, have them put in the sales code, and as soon as the sales code is entered in there, then you have to go in there and do that restore vehicle configuration to add that feature to the vehicle. All right, going back into the car now. Unable to connect to a device? Yeah, okay. It's going to return to Discovery, even though it was just plugged in and we just saw it there. One of the glitchy things about this, unfortunately. What compressor? You can't hear a thing? Oh, sorry about that, man. No audio. Feels like he's there. That's because he's there. Chiseling and hammering. Come on. Yeah, sundown, we know all about it. This is nice and quick, isn't it?
Live streaming, right?
Nice, easy, simple thing. Yeah, I figured I'd throw this out there for everybody so everybody knew what I had to do on it.
Live streaming, right?
Well, that's an interesting one. Star Online case, huh? Hello, dear. What was it before June 1st, 2011? What's the production date on there? Sorry, guys, don't mean to make you dizzy.
1 of 11.
What is it?
1 of 11.
1 of 11. Why, yes, it was. That's interesting. So there's a Star Online case number here that's available for it, and there is a code down there. Not that you can see it because they have it all faded out, but there's a pending code in there for Bank 1 camshaft slow response, and that's a P000A. If I hit that for them, okay, hit continue. That is what they need. So I'm glad I'm taking all this on video because I'm just going to go back and show them this part. But apparently there's a problem there with the intake camshaft phaser. The problem actually was just that the car was overcharging. Had nothing at all to do with any of this, but since it's there, I have to let them know about it. Matter of fact, we have the Star Online case number. Alright, that's written down now. You have to recommend repair procedures are completed, okay, blah blah. We're not so worried about that. Let's go back into WCM. No, you cannot rewrite mileage. And we go back into DTCs. Everything should be in there as stored only. No longer active. Alright. So, I can clear all these codes out now. They'll go away. And if I go back down on that left-hand side, let's just verify. No difference there. See how it says current VIN? But it's happy with its selection now. It knows actually what the real VIN number is, however it doesn't display it. So just didn't want anybody ever to get, you know, caught sideways with one of these things, because it does happen. And there's another couple of codes in there. Might as well show them to the owner. And every one of those little guys up there, by the way, just so we know, I know I've probably said this in other videos, but if you're new here, symptom-based flashes. That's that little green lightning bolt that you see in there. Those are all the modules that have potential flashes to fix a problem. Like I'll go back into WCM quickly, just so we can see it. If I go into flash up top, this is where you get your service info. There's a flash for intermittent no start or intermittent RKE function, which by the way is going to be a little bit different than the one that we had the other day there with the 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee. But as you can see, even with a couple of years difference, it's still an issue. And how come it hasn't pulled up the bulletin yet? There it is. Ask me later. Alright, so there's a bulletin in there. That's a bulletin number, but that's how you can actually get in there and take a look at it. So it eventually just says that it just involves a flash programming of the wireless ignition node with something new. It applies to pretty much all the 2011s. Interesting, right? As long as they were built before April 7th, 2011 on this car. Alright, so anyway, I showed you what I wanted to show you, and I guess I'll see you all later. Thanks again for stopping by.